Hello, good evening. This is very, very late for me, but hey ho, just after 11:30, and got this played. 1 minute, what was it? I didn't hear it. It's a Guitar Hawk.
I've grown a thing!
He's grown a thing. Maybe you want to go to the doctors with that? I'm not too sure. But yeah, it's something different from Farm Sim. I did put in the title that I was going to try this at some point. I know there's still issues with it, but the improvements seem to be coming in one form or another. So, you know, might as well try it now. Kind of get the career mode started. I think for the most part, the career mode is kind of working, inverted commas. Many people are reporting many different things. If you're not aware, Flight Sim 24 is 100% streamed. Now, I can imagine a lot of people having problems because of their internet connection. I've got 100 meg up and 100 meg down, which you would think should be sufficient. I've had a little go, and yeah, you can see it loading when you kind of get into the game and such. But yeah, we'll kind of just try it for an hour or so and see what happens. Start off in the career mode. This is the beginning of the career mode. I can actually come out of this. I've created my character and tweaked a couple of settings. Apparently, because I've got Microsoft 2020, I've got the Deluxe Edition as well. It ports across a lot of the stuff from 2020 into 2024. Now, still trying to get used to the menus. The marketplace is not active yet. Coming soon. I'm not sure if that's going to be there. Free Flight, I have logged in. I bought Add-on Airport, Aberdeen, I think from Indie Builds for 2020. I've actually put that into community folder of 2024, and it seems to have worked. Actually loaded in, and it looked, although we'll see it's dark when I loaded in, it looked like it had worked. I'm not sure what this world photographer is, also his activities, various things, and a few bits that aren't active yet. Air races, for example. But yeah, there is kind of content there available outside of the career mode and the general free flight stuff. But yeah, so obviously the career, which we're going to be kind of looking at. Not sure on the menu, if I'm honest. So we'll just go free flight. It's very different from 2020. Plenty of airports. It's ridiculous how many airports are there. Obviously, the handcrafted ones are the better ones. But yeah, everyone knows how many airports there are in 2020. 2020, so 2024's got just as many. You can see here got oil rigs as well for the helicopter missions. I've just actually noticed that actually. So I don't know what that actually shows. There's also a menu down here. It says switch to world map or switch to panels. I'm not sure what that actually means. It doesn't seem to do anything. Switch to world map. So I don't think you can. Yeah, they're these are oil rigs. So these will be for the helicopter missions. So there's a lot out there. It's actually surprising. The North Sea is very much full of oil rigs, one way or another. So I may have a go with some helicopters. We've got a couple there, but yeah, it's the standard things. But outside of the kind of the issues graphically, there's lots of really bad stuff, but I really do think a lot of that's down to the internet with people. But I know a lot of it is because it was released too early. But say what I've seen from the career, it does seem to be working for the most part. So we'll see how that goes. Now, apparently, it's not your starting airport. A lot of people say it doesn't matter where you choose, but you can't change it. But I'm not 100% sure how it works. I've only seen bits, so if you're very, very quick and you know anything about starting airports with the career mode, whether it actually does matter where you select it, please let me know, because otherwise I'm just going to select somewhere. I was hoping I would be able to get Aberdeen, but the closest I can get there is Fife, which is just north of Edinburgh. It's a nice area. That's the only one in Scotland. Go to Northern Ireland. A couple in Southern Ireland. There, go Wales, but yeah. I think we'll just go here. What? No. Because I think you do your flight lessons from the same airport anyway, but I'm not. It does load the airport, so you can have a quick look at it. So when you click on it, you can actually see what it looks like before you make that final selection. I have got my Tobii eye tracker connected, but I need to get that reconfigured because I think that kind of defaults on. Oh, there's a big hole. It's got an open cast quarry on the outside of the airstrip. That's interesting. Yeah, the Tobii eye tracker keeps defaulting to on for some reason. I'm not sure why. I need to work out to change that. Where else can we go? But yeah, all of this is being streamed. Say there's very little on your hard drive. I didn't actually look, but it didn't actually take too long to load. I was kind of downloaded it and installed it within 15 minutes, which really surprised me. Seeing people were taking 7, 8, 9 hours plus across multiple days to actually get in when it first launched. So obviously has been fixes there. Is there up in Norway? Doesn't seem to be. Must be. There must be some airports up here. Not showing there. Can't believe there's none in Norway. Gothenburg. Maybe we'll do one in the UK. What's this one? Little Snoring. God, I used to live near there when I was a young lad. Little Snoring. God bloody hell, that brings back memories. This old these would have been old World War II airfields for probably, well, American British bombers. See the cross runways grown over now. See the hangar areas, the old side roads and stuff. Now we've got houses and stuff on, but that's a tiny little airport. Right, go on, make a decision. One thing about this area is it's a very, 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 very flat. Very flat. There's literally no hills. Not even a hill, let alone any kind of a mountain. So, yeah. So just go with this one. Fuck it. Whatever. It's only a career mode. Is what it is. You'd have to ditch it somewhere, unless you know there's a flat field somewhere, not going to crash into a mountain. But I don't think you do your training in that location anyway. Little snoring airfield. I have got Valanta running, so I'm seeing whether that's picked up.
Hello there. You must be Highline UK, right?
AI, if you've not seen it. The AI is horrendous. The AI voices are horrendous. They're horrible, 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 disgusting, terrible things. So it's just, yeah.
Welcome to Little Snoring Airfield.
It's a treat.
I'm Scott, the owner of this aero club.
Why American? You're in Norfolk. You should be talking like a farmer.
Here at the club, we provide all the training lessons you need to get started and earn your private pilot license. Then, once you've earned your PPL, you can build up your flight hours and get more experience by taking people out on first flights.
PPL?
But before any of that, let's head outside and take a flight to get familiar with our aircraft and the local surroundings.
Okay. Well, what I've seen of the career mode, it's actually quite good.
Welcome to the apron. This is where all our flying adventures begin. Why don't you walk around a bit while I finish the pre-flight preparations?
Look around, move around the aircraft. Was the so it's, you see it's down. You can feel it downloading. Feel it downloading.
Today we will be flying in a Cessna 172 Skyhawk. It's the main trainer airplane in our flight school. Our Cessna's got a glass cockpit and a 180 horsepower engine. Climbs well and is easy to fly. It's one sweet ride. I'm ready if you are, so hop in and buckle up. Let the good times roll.
What? Okay, I'm gonna have to stop myself. I hit Dover Dodge. It is a very good simulator. I need a new graphics card for starters. I'm running a 2080 at the minute. I've got 30 FPS, which is fine. As I said, I'm not sure if it was here. I've got 100 meg down, 100 meg up. Internet speed, and obviously Flight Sim 24 pretty much is 100%. It streams everything. So
I know the plane is majestic, but you should see it in the air. Get inside so we can get started.
So yeah, there's been quite a few issues, and probably will be for the next few weeks, but they haven't been making improvements. That's why I took the plunge and jumped in. But yeah, basically,
Behold what I have created! I am Moses.
he's found them. He's found them. Was it Shift C?
Welcome aboard. While you settle in, let's go over our flight plan. After taking off, we will climb to 1,700 feet above sea level and then fly over the airport to enjoy the view.
Just
Ready?
scary.
Why don't you start the engine for us?
How do I do that? You're gonna tell me how to do it. Right, so we got alternators on. Oh, can you hear that buzzing, by the way? So puts your powers, avionics. Puts all your navigation systems on. Taxi lights. Nav lights. the controller work? Beacon. Fuel pump on. Pitot heat, I think we need on. Cabin power. So you can charge your mobile phone. So this is fuel, so fuel selector. So take off and landing. Fuel shut off. Leave that in. Audio jack. That's your trim. Throttles. Fuel mixture. Oil pressure. Standby battery. Test. I remember when I played One Flight Simulator back when I was younger, it was not like this. Yeah, I was talking about this yesterday. I remember playing the original flight sim on my very first PC my dad brought home from work in the late 80s. And yeah, that was certainly absolutely nothing even remotely close to this. Before taxi, press RB and down to complete start procedure.
Perfect. The wind is from 270 degrees direction with a speed of 9 knots, so we'll be taking off from runway 25.
Which is... which one?
Okay, let me taxi to the runway.
Okay, Scott, off you go. Is it loud enough? Should be loud enough. It's probably a bit too loud in some cases. Takeoff sequence. Switch between cockpit and external view.
Alright, now comes the fun part. After releasing the brakes and applying full power, we will speed up and take off once we reach 60 knots airspeed. We will be climbing at 75 knots, which is the recommended climbing speed for the Cessna Skyhawk. While climbing, we will follow a left-hand traffic pattern and make 2 turns. Don't worry if it sounds overwhelming. I am here to help.
I am here to
Release the
help.
parking brakes, otherwise we're not going anywhere.
Oh, yes, look, cheeky. Oh, that's flaps. It's down here.
Ready for takeoff? Apply full power to get us moving.
Push the lever in.
You handle the yoke, and I'll take care of the pedals, steering the aircraft on the runway during takeoff.
Oh. $60 knots. Rotates.
55 knots. Pull the yoke a little bit to lift off. Perfect climbing attitude and speed. I see you know what you're doing.
I'm a pro.
Don't pull on the yoke too much or we'll lose speed. Keep the nose of the aircraft just above the horizon. We are approaching our first turn. As you'll see, the Cessna 172 requires very little yoke movement to turn. We are 300 feet above the ground. I will retract the flaps. You keep climbing. You can start turning left.
You can start turning left. Okay. It's funny how he said start with a plane like you know what he was doing. Yeah, obviously been using 2020, so I've been kind of practicing in the Phoenix A320 passenger airliner, and
Keep climbing and prepare for the next turn.
it's got all the everything works. You know, all the display in the front. You know, everything works. It's all based on real stuff. You know. It is a very good looking game actually. Well, I'm getting a solid
Turn
30
left again.
FPS.
We are almost there. Remember, we need to climb to 1,700 feet. It will keep us 500 feet above the traffic pattern.
That was a bit of a tight turn.
Be careful. If you bank the aircraft too much, we might lose lift and stall.
Ah,
I
shush.
love the weather today. The clouds are beautiful, aren't they?
I love the weather today. The clouds are beautiful, aren't they? One thing
We are 1,700 feet above sea level and 500 feet above the traffic pattern. We have safe separation with the other airplanes. Look around, see our airport? Let's fly over it.
There it is. Oops. Press A to enter. Oh, no, not.
Fantastic. I know that you're busy navigating and controlling the plane, but
Yes.
don't forget to enjoy the view.
Yes. Dude. Take the throttle down. Airport.
Well done. I believe you have a talent for piloting. I hope you enjoyed the flight. Let's head back to the ground now.
Okay, there we are. Straight down. Just wonder why they went with it. Yeah.
I'm glad that we flew together today. This might be
I don't
the
know.
first chapter in your pilot's journey, if you want to embark on it.
They could have
Let's catch
done.
up at our headquarters.
They could have done with better AI voices. They're too.
You seemed comfortable out
Electronic,
there.
you know?
I'm sure you will get your PPL in no time.
I can understand them not voice acting every single one, but there's AI programs out there, voice programs, which a lot. This AI voice is, it's like 5 years old, you know.
There's a laptop in
But I
the
think it's
office
more
that shows
the
all
words more
certification
than the voice,
information
though.
you need for your PPL exam. Take a look.
It's kind of the extra words they add into sentences and kind of trying to be funny with stuff and trying to just be general chatty. It's more the writing than the sound, in my opinion, from what I've seen. It sounds AI. Yes. I guess it's something they can change in the future. And I think they will, maybe.
Here you can see all the different certifications you can pass throughout your career. Your first step is to work towards your private pilot license.
These are your skill trees. Teaching how to fly a plane on this side and helicopters on this side. So you do hoists on these as well. Heavy lift as well. Search and rescue. Transport. I'm quite interested in... I've actually not tried helicopters in 2020, to be honest. All the training lessons you'll need to pass a PPL exam are available here. Make sure you're comfortable with these before taking the exam. So, sim controls. Allows you to fly a single-engine aeroplane in good weather conditions and perform takeoffs and landings from land. Private pilots cannot fly aircraft for commercial purposes. I think they've got aircraft carrier landings in this as well. Fighter jets. So this one's from... See, Toby eye tracking's come back on again. That's why it's moving around like that. See, it's loading it in. Microsoft 2020 on my dedicated hard drive is currently sat about 430 gigabytes. I'm not sure what 2020 is at the minute. I think it's just probably common sense just to give it a minute, let it download its stuff before you jump into. Time to learn basics. Before we get to know more about aircraft controls, we'll go over the basic camera and toolbar interactions, which are essential tools to massive in-flight simulator. In this tutorial, you will learn to open and interact the toolbar menu, interact with the camera panel, use the cursor to highlight and interact with cockpit instruments, create, save, and access custom camera views. Toolbar. The toolbar is a quick access menu located at the top of the screen, allowing you to control various aspects of the simulation. Okay. That should be fine. I actually did this in 2020 anyway, but at least this actually means something because you get that accreditation. You don't get that in 2020 at all. You know, you just do it and know you've done it. I think you get like a tick box somewhere to say you've done it, but other than that. And when you get your commercial license, you can actually set up your own airline company.
Welcome to Sedona. I'm Captain Jess Molina, and I'll be your instructor.
Jess Molina. I should be instructor.
We're going to start on the ground and focus on some basic concepts. Fundamentals every pilot needs to know before hitting the skies. This is your plane, a classic, the Cessna 172. Take a look around it.
Look around the
In
plane.
the simulator, anytime you want, you can easily switch to cursor mode.
Cursor mode? What?
The cursor is handy for interacting with menus and cockpit controls or instruments.
Bleh, no, I use a
As
mouse.
you can see, activating the cursor also displays the toolbar at the top of the screen. The toolbar is a quick access menu that allows you to control various aspects of the simulation.
So
Try
does
to
the
find
mouse.
and open the controls panel.
Open toolbar. Do I'd have to do it this way, do I? No? Okay. Do it this way. What's cool is my depth of field will work with this. Depth of field? DOF? What do you mean? What's... You put that in chat yesterday. DOF, right? Oh god, okay. You got the toys. Show off. Open the toolbar. Open the controls panel in the toolbar. Controls panels. Oh, it's that one.
The controls panel is a useful reminder of the button layout for the devices you're currently using. Now try to find and open the camera panel in the toolbar.
Camera.
The camera panel allows you to access the various views and camera modes of the simulation. Go ahead and close all the panels for now.
Track IR. Yeah, I need to get my Toby eye tracker configured, but I had a quick look in the menu. I'm going to have to see. I'm sure someone's done a YouTube video somewhere. Because, yeah, that's...
In front of you is the yoke, the primary means of controlling the aircraft.
Yoke.
In the simulation, you will be controlling the aircraft with your peripherals of choice. So,
Catch you later,
let's
Dover.
hide the yoke for now.
A good sleep. With a cursor, point the yoke and hide it by pressing A. I don't want to hide it.
Alright, as we've seen, when you want to look around you, it's easy to rotate the camera. But you can also move it freely in a cockpit to get a better view of anything you want to see.
The tablet.
Even through a window to look outside.
Bloody hell, scared. Freaking passengers. Hold LB and move the camera around using...
Now, Reset the camera to its original position.
Go back to by pressing R.
All right, that covers all the main
I'm not gonna
camera
remember any of
functions
this.
available in the simulation. Try to familiarize yourself with them a bit more, then reset the camera to its original position whenever you're done.
Well, that's quite handy though. That one. Have you got this? Have you played this guitar? Have you? There's actually no. There must be seat belts in the back, surely. There's actually no seat belts in the back, but they do have cup holders, so they can hold onto those to keep safe when we crash. That's fine.
Great.
Oh yeah, baby steps completed and aced it. Achieve an A grade in base training. Let's go. 100%. I need to retry that. I need to get better. Need to be better. Yeah, I have no idea what's happened there because my Tobii eye tracker thing has come back on again and it's done some weird shizzle. Main aircraft controls. Okay. Yeah. Issues. But we can just look past that. It's fine. I was looking at the control, like joysticks. I won't get a yoke. I'd get a stick, because I've got a space for a stick. But not sure what. I don't need to spend a lot. I haven't got a lot of room either, so. But I want one that's functional.
Let's get you familiar with the aircraft, a Cessna 172, and a few commands to navigate it through the skies. In front of you is the yoke.
Hello,
The yoke
yoke.
is like a steering wheel, more or less.
Whee!
Turn it left or right to control the ailerons and bank the aircraft into turns. Look at the trailing edge of the wings while turning the yoke to see the effect on the ailerons. Okay. Now, the difference between the yoke and a steering wheel is you can pull or push on the yoke. This controls the elevator at the back of the aircraft to make it climb or descend. Look at the horizontal stabilizer while you pull on the yoke. You can see how it affects the elevator. Nice.
Nice.
Down at your feet are the rudder pedals. They steer the aircraft when you're on the ground. The upper part of the pedals also control your brakes. In the air, they control the rudder at the end of the vertical stabilizer to yaw the aircraft. This is mostly for small corrections. For coordinating turns or compensating for a plane's tendency to
Quick
pull up
release.
during takeoffs and climbs. Look at the vertical tail while operating the pedals to see the effect on the rudder.
Excuse me, sorry. Look at vertical tail. What?
Great.
It is doing it, okay. God's sake.
Last but not least, the throttle is located near the center of the cockpit. Pushing forward will increase power. Pulling back will decrease power. First, look at the throttle and select it. Keep it selected and push it forward to increase power. Power is increased.
It's tough.
Now pull it back to decrease power. Power is decreased. Now we'll do the same without focusing on it. Deselect the throttle. Look away from the throttle and increase power. Set your throttle to idle. Excellent.
Oh, easy.
When the engine is on, you'll be able to see the power change on your RPM indicator.
Where's...
You will find it on your
that?
PFD screen in the top left corner.
Oh. Up
This
there.
tells you how fast the engine is spinning in hundreds of revolutions per minute.
Hundreds of
Next,
revolutions.
take a look at your current speed on the airspeed indicator. It's on the left on your PFD screen.
Oh, there. The
It
blue
measures the
box.
speed in knots. To check your altitude, look to the altimeter. It's on the right on your PFD screen.
There it is. See it? Hope you're taking notes.
Not all aircraft have integrated screens with all this information. A lot of them rely on analog instruments. You can find the analog versions of the airspeed indicator and the altimeter just above the throttle.
Yeah.
They're respectively on the left and right.
How do I go up and down? Bloody camera mode. Look at the analog instruments.
The
Okay.
analog altimeter has 3 hands similar to a clock. The long, thick pointer indicates 100-foot intervals. The short, thick one is 1,000-foot intervals. And the long, thin one counts 10,000-foot intervals. That's all for today. Next time, we'll see how it feels in the air.
Are we're going to be an aeroplane, I hope. I wonder if it's possible not to get 100% on these. Attitude. It's bad. It's bad attitude. In this tutorial, you'll learn the basics of attitude management. Attitude refers to the aircraft's nose position relative to the horizon, be it through pitch or roll. In the image to the right, the lines represent the horizon's position when ascending. Okay. It's annoying that the Tobii eye tracker keeps coming on. We are floating. Give it a second. Catch up.
To help demonstrate pitch, I've drawn 3 lines on the windshield.
Yeah.
Notice how
I
the
can rub it
middle
off.
line matches the horizon while we're flying level? This is the cruise attitude. The lower dotted line is the climb attitude, and the upper one is the descent attitude.
Upper descent,
Let's dig deeper into what that means.
lower ascent.
Pull back gently on the yoke until the climb attitude line matches the horizon.
It's
Then
at 5
maintain that
degrees.
attitude.
5 degrees ish. Four degrees.
According to your altimeter, we're gaining altitude.
400,
But we're
300
losing
feet.
airspeed, proving you can't avoid basic physics while making a climb. That's good. Keep working on it, you'll get better. Now, let's level back out. Our speed is increasing and our altitude is stable.
Easy.
All right. That's good. That's okay. Push gently on the yoke until the descent attitude line matches the horizon.
Don't have to, it's naturally
Then maintain
sinking.
that attitude. As expected, with a nose-down attitude, our altitude is decreasing while our speed is picking up.
You're winging.
That's good.
It's
Keep
not.
working on it, you'll get better. Okay, bring us back to level flight. Now your speed is decreasing and your altitude is stable. Nice.
Nice.
That's good. That's okay. Try to make only small adjustments to your pitch to avoid overcorrecting.
Hey. I've grown a thing. Need to play the potato one. The potato wars. Still loading.
There's a thing thing. You actually can go and have a potato fight with people. Get there, you get drunk, and you chuck potatoes at each other. That's it. You're just chucking potatoes at each other.
Who are these other potato flingers around here?
I can't like name them all.
Oh my god. Do you want to get a B for that? I like that one. That's actually quite difficult because obviously I'm using a Xbox controller, so the dead zone on the stick is like it's affecting my score. What B for it though? So freaking weird. I don't know what's doing. I don't know what's going on here. Holy. Turns roll. Yeah, it'd be interesting to know whether the kind of issues aside, whether Microsoft are happy with the fact that they've gone 100% stream for the game opposed to having to download anything. I wonder if it's kind of hitting the marks on... I don't know why they would want to do that. Someone said it's for copyright issues, people stealing information and such, but I don't know. I don't think you need to do 100% download for that. So there must be some other reasons, some other metric they're looking at.
For this lesson, we're going to use a line drawn on the windshield to indicate the crew's attitude. I've also added another dotted line to help you bank properly for left turns.
Okay.
Gently move the yoke to the left until the dotted line matches up with the horizon. Then maintain that bank.
Gently. My men level out or what? Oh no, I've got 20 seconds.
Keep working on it. You'll get better.
Sharp.
Watch your altitude. It wasn't constant during the turn. Now, let's see you level back out.
Bite me.
All right. For the next step, turning to the right, let's see how you do on your own without any markings. You can see a series of notches representing 10-degree increments on the attitude indicator part of your PFD. As a general rule, you always want to keep your turns under 30 degrees.
10.
Start banking right until you're lined up with the second notch to the right on the attitude indicator. Then, maintain that 20-degree bank while remaining at the same altitude until I ask you to stop.
It's tough, man. on a gamepad.
Nice.
Nice. She like.
Level us back out now. Great. Small corrections on the yoke will lead to more accurate turns.
Easy. Put me in the beluga. Now. It's easy. My turn right was better than my turn left, and that was without the dotted line. So I blame her for putting me off with the dotted line. Power settings. It feels pretty smooth, to be honest. Let's say my graphics aren't great. You've got a 2080, but it feels smooth. It doesn't feel laggy, which is fine.
Let's talk about the throttle. If you have the need for speed, then the throttle
Need
is
for
Full
speed.
control over the power output of the engine. In the Cessna 172, that relates directly to the RPM displayed on the tachometer on the PFD. Pull back on the throttle to reduce RPM to 1800.
Oh, it's on the other side. Maintain altitude. Going down. Oh.
Look how your speed and altitude are also decreasing. Excellent.
Dropping like a brick.
Okay, let's throttle back up to 2,400 RPM. Your speed is increasing now. As long as you maintain the same attitude, your altitude will keep climbing as well. That's good. You did well, but you can do better.
Oh my god, you did well.
Practice getting
But you could do
comfortable with
better.
the relationship between the throttle and RPM.
Is that motivational? I'm not too sure. I'm not sure if that's motivational. You did well, but you can do better. Practice 3 is in 3 hours. Yeah, I won't be watching that. I'll be up early for the race tomorrow. Oh, look how close that was to... How did my increase... Oh, because I went over, probably. God damn it. There you got my first A. Maneuver test. So it's 20% bank. Let's give it a second. Load in the stuffs. You know, luckily it'll take me a while to get there, but yeah.
The art of maneuvering a plane through the air isn't a mystery to you anymore.
It's a mystery.
Now it's time to test the skills you've learned. As you can see, we're cruising at 6,000 feet on a north heading of 360 degrees. Start by descending to 5,500 feet while maintaining a northerly heading.
Ugh.
While descending, reduce throttle to avoid overspeed.
$5,600.
While descending, reduce throttle to avoid overspeed.
I did. It was at 1,700.
Now, climb to 6,000 feet and turn to a south heading. On the
South.
Cessna 172, you need full power to climb effectively.
Did you say 6,000? I'm sorry, I am going up. I'm not going up fast enough. Southerly heading. .20-degree bank angle.
Nice.
Nice.
All right, next exercise. Maintain your heading of 180 degrees, stay at 6,000 feet, and adjust your airspeed to 80 knots.
Can you hear the plane engine sounds and stuff? Okay.
That's good. Your speed was well managed, but your altitude needs to be more accurate.
Ugh, well...
That was excellent.
Oh, got an excellent. It's got an excellent. should put an application as a pilot and resume to say use Xbox controller on flight sim. Oh, we got a first A. We'll take that. Well, I was going to say something then, but that was completely wrong thing to say. I don't want to use things with game controllers. It doesn't end well. Headquarters. Take exam, 2,000 credits. You can try it for free. Okay. Oh my god, I'm poor. I've only got 3,000 credits left. Take off, initial climb, downwind, base, final landing. Oh boy. Time to pass your private pilot's license. This is your ticket into the world of aviation. For this practical test, you will need to complete a standard traffic pattern, follow the flight plan, apply what you've learned in your training, fly safely, and you'll get your license. Traffic patterns are generally flown at an altitude of 1,000 feet above ground level, as opposed to MSL. What's MSL? Sea level? Each section pattern is referred to as a leg. It's 1,000 feet. So we're back at Little Snoring.
It's time. Your first ever check ride. Start by removing the covers and chocks, then join me inside.
Join me inside. Okay. Why can't I use my... What's that? Move engine covers. Static port cover. Go. Chocks can go. Beetle cover. Beetle tube. Press Shift C to enter. Oh, you can click on the door here as well. That way, crouch down to go under the wing. Stop that. Control E to complete startup procedure.
Your goal is to complete a left-hand traffic pattern, respecting the flight path and all required speeds. Rely on what you have learned in your trainings and you'll be fine. Now, show me the best traffic pattern that you've got.
The best traffic pattern.
Echo Golf India Kilo Traffic Cessna Golf. Golf Uniform Zulu Echo is taxiing to runway 25.
25. Chugga 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 chugga. Whoa. It's too quiet now. Hold X to brake. Oh! She won't mind the skid marks.
Echo Golf India Kilo Traffic Cessna Golf. Golf Uniform Zulu Echo taking off runway 25 left closed traffic.
Yep. I'd love to do that sim, but I just can't remember this stuff. It's so wordy. Face. Dude, I'm sat next to her. Do you have to go all the way down to the bottom? Turn around, yeah. So, are you testing anyone else today? No? Okay, alright. Very good. Yeah, Yeah, I need to definitely need to sort that Tobii eye tracker out. Chuk, 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 chuk. Do the in-flight brief. Oh dear. I think we're going up a hill. I feel like we need more engine noise in the cab. I turn around here. This is not going to be very pleasant. I need to brake the left wheel. Put the brake on the left wheel only so it pivots on the... Well, it's going to go too wide. We ready? We good? Take off. Full throttle. Let's go. It was 60, 30, 40, 50, 5. Rotate. Oh god. We got to 1,000 feet. Oh hell. There you go, left. 20 degrees. Oh. Holy. I want you to report a sick bag. So difficult. Going all over the shop here. Oh, climb to 12,000 or 1,200. Damn it.
Echo Golf India, Kilo Traffic Cessna Golf. Golf Uniform Zulu Echo 2 miles, east 1,200 feet inbound to land runway 25.
Holy moly. And on runway.
Echo Golf India, Kilo Traffic Cessna Golf. Golf Uniform Zulu Echo is on final runway 25 to land.
500.
It's very, very, very steep. And fast. Ooh. Oh. It's fine. It's okay. Do you think we passed? We got round there very, very quick. She made me nervous. She never said anything. I've got a Spitfire in 2020. It's very, very good. The detail on it is amazing. It sounds great. Look forward to getting it into here.
Echo Golf India, Kilo Traffic Cessna Golf. Golf Uniform Zulu Echo is taxiing to parking.
Oh, that's not my skid marks, it's someone else's. Excuse me, hiccups. Yeah, I don't think we've passed that. That landing was far too hard. RB and X, set parking brakes.
Congratulations. You're on your way to become one hell of a pilot.
Oh. I guess I wasn't getting marked on a landing. Damn, 1 million points. Not far away from 1 million. Retry. I have my PPL. Woohoo. Congratulations, certified private pilot's license. Allows you to fly a single engine airplane in good weather conditions and perform takeoffs and landings from land. Private pilots cannot fly aircraft for commercial purposes. New aircraft flyable for missions. You can now fly new aircraft in missions. So we've got the Cessna 152, the 172, BL3, some weird looking one, flight design, Pipistrel, and a Cadet, and I have no idea what that even looks like.
Congratulations on passing your PPL exam. Hopefully that's the first of many steps on your career path. Your PPL allows you to fly recreationally and begin to build up your flight
Should try the helicopter.
First flight missions are a great way to increase your experience.
I think I can go either way.
Let's go back to headquarters and review the specializations board to learn more.
Okay, Scott, let's go. We'll have a cup of tea and a biscuit at the same time.
As you can see, the career journey of a pilot can take many different paths. As I said earlier, your PPL is the first step, allowing you to fly recreationally and perform first flight missions, taking people on tours around the local area.
Yeah, the AI in those is devastatingly bad. It's just the text they've been told to say. It's horrendous.
As you build up your flight hours and earn more certifications, other specializations will become available. Take a look around, then when you're ready, head to the missions list to see what's available.
Rotorcraft. Passenger should we try helicopter? See if we can actually try a helicopter. Passenger transport. We do helicopter? Do you have to select a helicopter to use? Commercial pilot size tube engine rating. Turbine tube. Back to HQ. Click here for new missions.
On this map, you can see all the missions currently available to you.
1.
There's one mission currently available. Select it now.
What's this? First flight. Taking familiar faces to the local club over Melton Constable. Cessna Skyhawk. I don't want to do this. Oh well. We shall do it. You can listen to the amazing conversation. Bristol. Taking familiar faces to the local club over Melton Constable. Client James Cooper, flight coordinator. Operator Fakenham Flying Club. I used to live in Fakenham. God, so weird. So weird. Offer high quality sightseeing flight to your passengers. It's a shame you can't customize your kind of plane, but I guess it's not your plane, is it? So it's is what it is. Yeah, you stare at the you stare at that. Use mouse and keyboard. Engine covers off. Static port cover off. Pitot tube cover off. Chocks away. Oh. Actually check the ailerons and stuff as well. So you grab hold of it, you can move it up. You can move it down. Or down and up. Whatever your preference is. Undo them, that's fine. Baggage door. It's okay, that opens and closes. Check the tail. The rudder okay, the rudder's perfect. Elevator check. Check. Aileron, say it properly. Speak proper English. It's late. Them two have morphed into each other. Interesting. Check the wheel. Right tire. New condition. Pressure is fine. Don't know what the step is. Right strut. Very good. Oil cover. Oil dipstick. Oil quality is good. It's closed. Propeller's fine. Left tire's fine. Left strut. It's fine. Door entry. Request boarding. All aboard.
James, I'm ready. Okay, on their way.
Oh God. If you've not heard this, hold on. Hold on to your seats. This is gonna get rough. If you've not heard it, it's so bad. It's so bad.
Ready to give someone a reason to love the sky. Hey Captain, meet John. He's keen on discovering the sights around Briston. He's one of our friends, so I'm counting on you to treat him well and show him around. By the way, he's got his sibling with him. Have your passengers fasten their seatbelts? Then you're ready to depart. Engine started. Let's go.
Sibling. Oh boy.
Echo Golf India Kilo Traffic Cessna Golf. Uniform November Whiskey Tango is taxiing to runway 07.
Hi, thanks for taking us aboard. I'm John. I'm thrilled to fly over Melton Constable with you. Our parents live in the area, so this flight feels like a trip back to our childhood, you know?
Hey, there. My name's Kate. I'm John's sister. Thanks for taking me up today.
Madam, you're looking like 80,000 years old and that voice is from a 25-year-old. What's going on?
Echo Golf India Kilo Traffic Cessna Golf. Uniform November Whiskey Tango, taking off runway 07 East departure.
Enter runway. Where you go? Rolling start. $30, $40, $50, $5, rotate. Oh God.
I could get used to this.
Don't worry, gonna die soon. 700 climb. There's the little boxes. It's nice weather for it. So the telemetry, what do you call it? The
Definitely a bucket list moment.
the graphic quality. What's the word? Oh, it's gone on my head. It does look good. It's quite windy.
I know we're up really high, but it's totally fine.
What would you want me to do? Go on the floor? It's like, do you want a taxi? Can we just land and you can get yourself an Uber? Is that low enough for you? That's the sea over there. I can see the sea.
Do you remember the big family party Grandpa organized? I think it was right here.
What?
You're right. I remember.
Oi. Yeah, it was in that tree. Keep pressing the wrong button though.
And this is a roof. Look at that.
It's great seeing the world from this angle.
And this is the roofs. What? I mean, this is the roofs. Set speed of 87 knots. Yeah.
I've never seen the area like this.
Well, no, I've not been on a plane. Unless you were a bird in a past life. Connect to arrival airport via ATC. So much going on.
Nice to have your feet on the ground, but the view's better with your head in the clouds.
Well, calm down.
Echo Golf India Kilo Traffic Cessna Golf. Uniform November Whiskey Tango 5 miles east 1,300 feet inbound to land runway 07.
It's really windy.
Can't wait to show my photos with everyone at the club.
Everyone at the club. I'm going. Where's the airfield? I'm
I see
lost.
you're on your way back, guys. So, John, did you enjoy the ride? You
Hello.
ready to do it again?
The flight went so well. Great thrills. Insane panorama over Melton Constable. Let's go again.
That was amazing. Thank you so much.
It's fine. So at least you're going to kind of miss little bits out. You know, just to kind of fast forward through. Yeah, I'm getting a solid 30 FPS, so it's fine. Don't know how much RAM I'm using though. Should have had my task manager open. The top right, GPU is using 88%, CPU's at 23%. That's pretty good. But there's nothing here though, that's the thing. Hopefully we'll have a better landing.
Echo Golf India Kilo Traffic Cessna Golf. Uniform November Whiskey Tango is on final runway 07. to land.
Holy.
What's that weird?
So I paused it.
Are we going down?
No, it's
Please don't do that again. This
fine.
landing was terrifying, and not in a good way.
It's fine. I don't want to resume that. Oh, God.
No easy to impress the locals, but I see they're smiling. That's cool, well done.
Okay, might have passed that. Might have passed it. Should have passed it. It's very forgiving. Landing smoothness. Runway excursion. God damn it. That could have been a good flight. Aviator performances details. Make all necessary announcements on radio. Stay on the runway during the landing roll. I was just too fast. Respect the 20 knot speed limit. Do not exceed the maximum speed limit with flaps down. Flight level 1000 speed limit. Comply with the 250 knot speed limit. Respond to ATC calls. Okay. What's the speed limit one? Is that below 1,000 feet? Okay. Well, it's gone up reputations a little bit. That's fine. Level 2.
Nice work completing your first mission.
Yeah, the land is a bit ropey though.
Continue building your flight hours by completing more missions, and you'll be ready to move on to your CPL in no time.
Okay. Specialization. So how do you do... commercial pilots? So how do you get on to doing this? I need to be level 3. Commercial? Do I need to be level 3 maybe? Certification. Need perform 2 first flights. Gotcha. What time is it? I'll get another one. Oh boy.
Here's all the first flight missions available right now. Take your pick which one you want to tackle next.
That's a lot. Cambridge. I'd say 40, they're all 45 minutes, 30 minutes. Norwich. Swaffham. Um, $30 minutes to explore Lincolnshire. A flight with Granny over Doncaster. Yes. 30 minutes. So that one. I don't think it lasts 30 minutes, so. Laura Redfern and her brother have had countless kid adventures, and it would be incredible to relive those moments with a stroll over Northampton. Wordage is really weird. Wordage is very weird in this game. So we'll just do the 4 pre-flight checks. Don't have to go around and do all of it. Do. Thank you. Beetle tube. Static port. Chocks. Get in.
TOS system test okay.
TOS system test okay.
You can send the guests.
Roger that.
These 2 bozos. Is he sitting in the front? I never gave you that permission. Get out. Get out.
Hey, Captain. This is the moment we get to share our passion. For today's flight, you're taking Laura, one of our friends and her brother, over Northampton. If your passengers are ready, you are good to depart. Let's go, Captain.
What's wrong with his eyes? Very weird.
Echo Golf Bravo Kilo Traffic Cessna Golf. Alpha Charlie Sierra Zulu is taxiing to runway 21 right.
How do you switch this on? No. Is that power?
Our parents live in the area, so this flight feels like a trip back to our childhood. You know, I'm Laura, by the way.
Hey there, I'm David. It's so great hanging out with you today. By hanging out, I mean flying.
So bad. So bad, man. It's not good. Deal, deal, deal. Map options, detail. Pressing all the buttons. Nav mode, heading, autopilot, flight director. Stick on autopilot, away we go. Range. Right. We good? Holy. Those brakes work pretty well. I'm surprised it doesn't actually give you a tutorial on how to actually start these things up. Why does it put it up over the ground? Runway 32. Oh, that's pretty cool. Get the dust effect. Why can't I just... It's a long taxiway, this. Holding short.
I thought I'd be nervous, but actually it's okay.
Shut up.
Alpha
The
Charlie
guys at the
Sierra
field said
Zulu
you're a super
taking off
pilot, so
runway
we're in your hands
01,
now.
right departure to the south.
I'm a super duper pilot, me. Yeah, oh my god. I need a new graphics card, but they're so expensive. It's like... paying off for ages. Or saving up for ages. Don't know which was worse. Make a U-turn. You slow down. E. Alright, get the center line. You're all strapped in the back. Oh. That's the wrong lever. $45. 55. God, was it doing that?
We're off? Yes, we're flying. Awesome.
Awesome. So awesome. I'm to 900. Skip to flight seeing. I want to see what the helicopters are before I finish the night. We are. Excuse me. Seven. So windy. It's always windy. Planes always all over the place.
didn't imagine such a view. You really got us up close and personal.
That's why the music was odd man.
Almost there, guys. So Laura having a good time? Ready for another round?
So cool. Thanks.
So cool. It's an airstrip there. That's all the fields being cut. Let's slow it down a bit. Not too much though, because end up stalling probably. But one flap. Nearly on final.
Echo Golf Bravo, Kilo Traffic Cessna Golf. Alpha Charlie Sierra Zulu 2 miles northeast, 900 feet inbound to land runway 21 right. Echo Golf Bravo, Kilo Traffic Cessna Golf. Alpha Charlie Sierra Zulu is on final runway 21 right to land.
Holy.
That landing. Scary stuff.
Oh. So difficult. Stop at parking stand, wherever that is. What is it? It's pushing to the right. Too fast, man. Should have passed. It was better than the other one.
I believe you've got what it takes to bounce back and make it right. I'm sure our guests had a thrill over their home region anyway.
Oh no, they didn't like it. They weren't too happy with the with the landing. I wonder why. The small planes are so hard to land. Far back with the bigger ones. Bad weather bonus. So it's really bad weather. Come on, we need to be better than this. Level 4. Or level
You've
3.
built up enough flight hours to be eligible to take your CPL.
Next.
If you pass your CPL, you can begin to get paid for successful missions.
Okay. So we've got specializations. If we go back to here. So I need my CPL to actually do this then. Okay. Ah, okay. Let's do a lesson in helicopter before we finish. Never... Yeah, pretty certain I've never tried the helicopters. I don't know how it's going to work with a controller. We shall see. There's some assists left on for the helicopter actually in the options. It's probably recommended, to be honest. I'm streaming for 2 hours. Because I'm going to go for an hour and a half. It's the only problem when you kind of get these games where you have like little steps you can achieve. You just keep going to the next one, to the next one, next one, and you kind of realize that 2, 3, 4 hours have gone by. So where am I?
Beginning of your rotorcraft journey in our first helicopter lesson.
Woohoo!
My name is Paul Martin, and I will be your flight instructor. I must say, it is a very beautiful time of the year to begin your helicopter trainings at Grenoble Versoud Aerodrome.
Where? Grenoble?
Meet our trainer helicopter, Cabri G2.
It's Grenoble.
You already know how the flight control surfaces of airplanes work, right? But do you understand how a helicopter turns without ailerons and speeds up without elevator?
Nope.
Here, look at the Cabri's main rotor. This is our main control surface. By tilting the main rotor disc forward, backward, left, or right, we can change the direction of the thrust vector and move the helicopter in the chosen direction.
Okay.
As with most French-designed helicopters, the main rotor blades advance in a clockwise direction. What do you think we need the tail rotor for? Walk closer and look at it. By changing the tail rotor's thrust, we can control the direction that the nose of the helicopter points. The Cabri G2 utilizes a Fenestron-type tail rotor.
The detail on it.
It differs from a conventional open-tail rotor by being integrally housed within the tail boom. Now, let's continue our training inside the cockpit. Get in and buckle up.
Enter the helicopter using door handle.
Welcome aboard.
Oh
Don't
boy.
be surprised that you're sitting on the right side. Unlike in airplanes, pilots typically sit on the right seat in helicopters.
Okay.
Now, let's make you familiar with the Cabri's flight controls. Look here, this is what we call the collective lever, or simply collective. We use collective to climb or descend, or in other words, to control our vertical speed. Here's what we call the cyclic stick, or just cyclic. It looks similar to the airplane's stick, doesn't it? It behaves very similarly too, at least in a forward flight. Left or right inputs cause the helicopter to roll into a turn, and forward and back inputs change the pitch attitude. On the top of the cyclic stick, you can see a cyclic trim knob. The Cabri uses a dual-axis electric trim, allows you to completely release the static forces in flight, both longitudinal and lateral. And finally, the anti-torpedoes, located in the same place as the rudder pedals in an airplane. They serve a similar purpose controlling the direction that the nose of the aircraft points. In a hover flight, they help you to control yaw and heading. But in forward flight, they serve the same purpose as in airplanes, adjusting the side slip angle. Sounds pretty easy so far, isn't it? Let's have a look at the instrument panel.
Okay, if you say so.
I'm sure you have already spotted what we call the six-pack. 6 primary instruments all airplanes also have. Look at the altimeter, for instance. As you see, the ground elevation here is around 720 feet. An interesting fact related to altitudes. In forward flight, a helicopter can fly much higher than when it's hovering. After our hovering training, you will understand why it's like that. Now look at the airspeed indicator. What can we learn just by looking at it? You can see right away that the indications start from 20 knots. The caution range lasts up to 45 knots, and you should never exceed 130 knots airspeed.
God damn it.
Why should we be cautious when flying slow? I will show why in our next training. Now, would you please look at the vertical speed indicator? It is very important to monitor VSI, especially on descent. If you descend faster than 300 feet per minute at low airspeed,
Shush
you may settle your helicopter into its own downwash. This is called a vortex ring state, and it is an emergency situation you will eventually learn to deal with. But for now, simply get used to monitoring your VSI, just like you monitor altitude, airspeed, and engine parameters. Another thing to remember while flying is to keep the fuselage in the correct streamline position. For that, we monitor the turn coordinator ball, just like we do in airplanes. Or the more sensitive indicator, the yaw string, just like we do in gliders. The ball and the yaw string should be kept in the center. We won't use other classic instruments much in our trainings, because we will mostly fly by visual references. However, you do need to know about the EPM, which stands for Electronic Pilot Monitor. Let's start the engine and avionics to see it running.
Complete start procedure. Yeah, so it doesn't actually tell you how to start the bloody thing. Yeah. Master switch on. Dee. It's all touchscreen, look. I love this guy. The amount of effort that's gone into create this, it's just like nuts. It really is. Pilot audio volume, pilot audio squelch, co-pilot squelch, ground, strobe light on, pump, fuel pump on, alternator on. Switch the rotor on. It's navigation lights, landing light, cold start, it's down auto. Not going. Missing a switch. Oh, on that. Air conditioning. What have we missed? Oh, fuel on. Is that bloody truck? That. Head in. High, low. Brake. Governor. Starter. That's the light for the starter. So where's the button? Push pull. Governor on start. Power. Direction. Press A to interact. Set position. Interesting. It's not doing anything. Attitude cage. Push. There's no other buttons here, is there? Why is there a plain dash symbol in the heli? Well, I suppose you could argue case it is still a helicopter, plane with some description. Start, 0%. What is missing? Can't be any of these buttons back here, surely. Lift. So fuel's on. Electrics are on. Nav's on. Clutch. So, frequency swap. There's probably a big button somewhere. Do it the easy way.
Wait, we didn't finish our ground training yet. Great. Now you see the electronic pilot monitor running. I understand you want to fly, but believe me, you need to know some theory first. Let's start over again. Welcome aboard. Don't be surprised that you're sitting on the right side. Unlike in airplanes, pilots typically sit on the right seat in helicopters.
Oh,
now, let's make you familiar with the Cabry's flight controls.
Rotor brake mixture.
Look here, this is what we call the collective lever, or simply collective.
Oh god.
We use collective to climb or descend.
Okay,
or in other
next.
words, to control our vertical speed.
Gauge rotor
Here's
starter.
what we call the cyclic stick, or just cyclic. It looks similar to the airplane's stick, doesn't it? It
Yes.
behaves very similarly too, at least in a forward flight. Left or right inputs cause the helicopter to roll into a turn, and forward and back inputs change the pitch attitude.
Very good.
On the top of the cyclic stick, you can see a cyclic trim knob. The Cabry uses a dual-axis electric trim, allows you to completely release the static forces in flight, both longitudinal and lateral. And finally, the anti-torque pedals, located in the same place as the rudder pedals in an airplane. They serve a similar purpose, controlling the direction that the nose of the aircraft points. In a hover flight, they help you to control yaw and heading. But in forward flight, they serve the same purpose as in airplanes, adjusting the side slip angle. Sounds pretty easy so far, isn't it? Let's have a look at the instrument panel. I'm sure you have already spotted what we call
Can I not
six
skip
pack.
this? Oh,
Six
damn it.
primary instruments all airplanes also have.
Why did it start the engine if it makes you fail it?
As you see, the ground elevation here is around 720 feet. An interesting fact related to altitudes. In forward flight, a helicopter can fly much higher than when it's hovering. After our hovering training, you will understand why it's like that. Now look at the airspeed indicator. What can we learn just by looking at it? You can see right away that the indications start from 20 knots. The caution range lasts up to 45 knots, and you should never exceed 130 knots airspeed. Why should we be cautious when flying slow?
Why should we be cautious whilst flying slow?
Now, would you please look at the vertical speed indicator?
There's a thing that you actually can go and have a potato fight with people. Get there, you get drunk and you chuck potatoes at each other. That's it, you're just chucking potatoes at each other.
Who are these other potato flingers around here?
I can't like name them all.
Settle your helicopter into its own downwash.
Give me potatoes.
Vortex ring state, and it is an emergency situation you will eventually learn to deal with. But for now, simply get used to monitoring your VSI, just like you monitor altitude, airspeed, and engine parameters. Another thing to remember while flying is to keep the fuselage in the correct streamline position. For that, we monitor the turn coordinator ball, just like we do in airplanes. Or the more sensitive indicator, the yaw string, just like we do in gliders. The ball and the yaw string should be kept in the center. We won't use other classic instruments much in our trainings, because we will mostly fly by visual references.
You're annoying.
However, you do need to know about the EPM, which stands for Electronic Pilot Monitor. Let's start the engine and avionics to see it running.
So just got to start the engine. So just need to start the engine. So master switch on. Fuel. Fuel. Then you can put the fuel pump on. Put alternator on. Put power. Why is that still flashing? Start. Engage a rotor. Toggle governor switch. Is that going to fail again? What's this doing here? Starter? Rotor's turning. It's turning it over, but it's not kicking it in. Fuel pump's on, isn't it? Fuel pump's on. What was it up here? It's going. Rotor brake. Off. Map backup light. Plasma ignite ignition. Magneto. On. Plus. On. Ooh. Something's going beep. Mixture. Still doesn't like it. If I press Control and E and have to go through this again, I'm gonna scream. Don't know what these. Why is this flashing blue? Governor. What, governor? So they should be on. Coat hook. Fuel. This is bizarre. Governor switch must be on. Cold start. Landing light. That's just radio. Doesn't do anything. Altitude. Heading. Altimeter. Oh well, we'll try it.
Great. Now you see the electronic pilot monitor running.
Look at EPM, Shift K. Shift I. J. L. Right, I'm looking at it. It's not letting me do anything. Look at the EPM. I'm looking at it. It's here, look. What do you want me to do? Is that bugged out? Is it bugged out? Look at EPM. I am. Camera mode. Don't know what you're expecting me to do here, matey. I think it's bust. But it's not. It's not letting me but I actually don't know how to start it. Right, one more. One more. I noticed that flashing When we started to talk and thought something's broken there.
Welcome to the beginning of your rotorcraft
Oh
journey
no.
and our first helicopter lesson. My name is Paul Martin, and I will be your flight instructor.
Let me skip past.
It is a very beautiful time of the year to begin your helicopter trainings
Shut
at
up.
Noble Lou Versau Aerodrome. Meet our trainer helicopter, Cabri G2. Can you please come back outside to continue our training here?
Oh my
You already know how
god.
the flight control surfaces of airplanes work.
Yes, I do. I've done it twice already.
How a helicopter turns without ailerons and speeds up without elevator?
Yes.
Here, look at the Cabri's main rotor. This is our main control surface.
Beautiful.
By tilting the main rotor disc forward, backward, left, or right, we can change the direction of the thrust vector and move the helicopter in the chosen direction. As with most French-designed helicopters, the main rotor blades advance in a clockwise direction. What do you think we need the tail rotor for? Walk closer and look at it. By changing the tail rotor's
Why does it not
thrust,
let
we
me
can control the direction
move?
that the
Oh, yeah.
nose of the helicopter points. The Cabri G2 utilizes a Fenestron-type tail rotor. It differs from a conventional open-tail rotor by being integrally housed within the tail boom. Now, let's continue our training inside the cockpit.
Oh, now you want me to
Get
get back in.
buckle up.
God damn. Fussy.
Welcome aboard. Don't be surprised that you're sitting on the right side. Unlike in airplanes, pilots typically sit on the right seat in helicopters.
Okay.
Now, let's make you familiar with the Cabri's flight controls. Look here, this is what we call the collective lever, or simply collective. We use collective to climb or descend, or in other words, to control our vertical speed. Here's what we call the cyclic stick, or just cyclic. It looks similar to the airplane's stick, doesn't it? It behaves
Come on,
very
chat.
similarly too. At
You're about
least in
to
forward flight.
answer 20 questions on this at the end.
Left or right inputs cause the helicopter to roll into a turn, and forward and back inputs change the pitch attitude.
You don't mention what that is, and that's the on button.
The Cabri uses a dual-axis electric trim, allows you to completely release the static forces in flight, both longitudinal.
I can answer 2, and that's with Google.
And finally, the anti-torque pedals, located in the same place as the rudder pedals in an airplane.
Whee.
They serve a similar purpose, controlling the direction that the nose of the aircraft points. In a hover flight, they help you to control yaw and heading. But in forward flight, they serve the same purpose as in airplanes, adjusting the side slip angle.
Come on.
Sounds pretty easy so far, isn't it? Let's have a look at the instrument panel.
A 6-pack.
I'm sure you have already spotted what we call a six-pack. 6 primary instruments all airplanes also have. Look at the altimeter, for instance. As you see, the ground elevation here is around 720 feet. An interesting fact related to altitudes. In forward flight, a helicopter can fly much higher than when it's hovering. After our hovering training, you will understand why it's like that. Now look at the airspeed indicator. What can we learn just by looking at it? You can see right away that the indications start from 20 knots. The caution range lasts up to 45 knots, and you should never exceed 130 knots airspeed. Why should we be cautious when flying slow? I will show why in our
Why?
next training.
We not got an answer yet. Why should we? Why should we be cautious when flying
It
slow?
is very important to monitor VSI, especially on descent. If you descend faster than 300 feet per minute at low airspeed, you may settle your helicopter into its own downwash. This is called a vortex ring state, and it is an emergency situation you will eventually learn to deal with. But for now, simply get used to monitoring your VSI, just like you monitor altitude.
Please let this work.
airspeed,
Please let this work. Please let this work.
Another thing to remember while flying is to keep the fuselage in the correct streamline position. For that, we monitor the turn coordinator ball, just like we do in airplanes. Or the more sensitive indicator, the yaw string, just like we do in gliders. The ball and the yaw string should be kept in the center. We won't use other classic instruments much in our trainings, because we will mostly fly by visual references. However, you do need to know about the EPM, which stands for Electronic Pilot Monitor. Let's start the engine and avionics to see it running.
Right. Last time I did that, it started and we failed it. I'm going to try it again. Master switch on. We need to wait for the pre-checks to do. Strobe lights on. Config. Checks all on. Fuel pump on. Put the fuel on. Can hear the turbine going. Alternator on. Oops. We got the magneto ignition up here. On. Plasma ignition on. Got all this stuff beeping away. Don't know what's beeping away. Governor switch on. Still not working. What are we missing? Rotor clutch. Rotors are turning slowly. Let's brake. We need like 100% fuel mixture or something, maybe. Still not, Do we just have to wait for this to spin up? I think helicopters take a couple of minutes, don't they, for the rotors to... There's no power to them, is there? They're just turning. It's like there's a start button somewhere. Do I have to push him on the forehead or something? Must need mixture of 100 to get started.
Wait, we didn't finish our ground training yet.
What? Don't you freaking dare.
Great. Now you see the electronic pilot monitor running. I understand you want to fly, but believe me, you need to know some theory first. Let's start over again.
I can't.
Welcome aboard.
What does it want me to do?
You're sitting on the right side.
What does it want me to do?
Airplanes,
I've pressed the control E and it failed it.
Now, let's make you familiar with the
I don't understand.
Look here. This is what we call
It didn't even go anywhere.
Simply collective.
Didn't even go anywhere.
We use collective to climb or descend, or in other words, to control our vertical speed. Here's what we call the cyclic stick, or just cyclic.
Right, we're gonna do control and E straight away.
Stick.
So what happens.
It behaves very similarly too, at least in a forward flight. Left or right inputs cause the helicopter to roll into a turn, and forward and back inputs change the pitch attitude.
Didn't go anywhere.
On the top of the cyclic stick, you can see a cyclic.
It's doing that stupid thing again now. This is not going to work.
The Cabri uses a dual-axis electric trim.
Screen's gone.
Completely release the static forces in flight, both
Maybe it's
longitudinal
bugged.
and lateral. And finally, the anti-torque pedals, located in the same place as the rudder pedals in an airplane. They serve a similar purpose, controlling the direction that the nose of the aircraft points. In a hover flight, they help you to control yaw and heading. But in forward flight, they serve the same purpose as in airplanes, adjusting the side slip angle. Sounds pretty easy so far, isn't it? Let's have a look at the instrument panel. I'm sure you have already spotted what we call the six-pack. 6 primary instruments all airplanes also have.
Oh my word.
Look at the altimeter,
I'm gonna
for instance.
punch this guy in the face.
As you see, the ground elevation here is around 720 feet. An interesting fact related to altitudes. In forward flight, a helicopter can fly much higher than when it's hovering. After our hovering training, you will understand why it's like that. Now look at the airspeed indicator. What can we learn just by looking at it? You can see right away that the indications start from 20 knots. The caution range lasts up to 45 knots. And you should never
What did he say? He says
130 knots airspeed.
just put the power on and look at the screen. So maybe not.
Why in our next training. Now,
But it won't let me do it. It won't let me do it anyway because that screen's bugged because it's flashing.
Especially on descent. If you descend faster than 300 feet per minute at low airspeed, you may settle your helicopter into its own downwash. This is called a vortex ring state, and it is an emergency situation you will eventually learn to deal with.
Excuse
But
me.
for now, simply get used to monitoring your VSI, just like you monitor altitude, airspeed, and engine parameters. Another thing to remember while flying is to keep the fuselage in the correct streamline position. For that, we monitor the turn coordinator ball, just like we do in airplanes. Or the more sensitive indicator, the yaw string, just like we do in gliders. The ball and the yaw string should be kept in the center. We won't use other classic instruments much in our trainings, because we will mostly fly by visual references. However, you do need to know about the EPM, which stands for Electronic Pilot Monitor.
It's not going to
Let's start
work.
the engine and avionics to see it running.
Let's start the engine and avionics. Wait for engine and avionics to start.
Great. Now you see the electronic pilot monitor running.
Hang on. Look at. Swear all that's holy. Break. Okay. Just gonna break it. No. Okay. I feel sick. Yeah, that's bugged because that screen.
Wait, we didn't finish. Crashing wasn't in our plans for the day today.
Let's start over. Let's not. There's something. There's something with that because that's still flashing blue. Maybe you need to kind of completely exit out of it and come back. But yeah, that. Yeah. I wonder if anyone else has had that issue. Because if you press the shortcut, it tells you to press, then it then tells you that wait, we need to finish off the ground training. There's something wrong with the programming with the shortcut. Because if they don't want the rotors turning, why did they put the shortcut to turn the rotors? And if they don't give you any instruction on how to start it up properly, then you're kind of in a sticky situation. But yeah, I think probably a restart would or will fix it, in all honesty. But I think overall it was kind of fine. Most of it worked well. So obviously it's difficult because it's not super easy on a Xbox controller or a controller, but kind of works well enough. The instructions are kind of fine as well. There's kind of the loading issues. Didn't really have any, to be fair. I think it's just being a case of sensible, knowing it is downloading stuff constantly. When you start new scenarios, it's probably worth kind of giving it 30 seconds, 30 to 60 seconds just for the scenario to kind of load the bits it needs to load, or the majority of it. So when you actually start the scenario, then you know, everything kind of looks well. But no, it looks really good. Kind of running on just above medium settings, I suppose, with my 2080 kind of processor wise. Got like whatever the 1400 Intel processor is, 64 gig of RAM on a .m2 hard drive. So yeah, I didn't have any kind of issues with loading or kind of system resources and such. So I think it's just going to take a few weeks for it to get patched and fixed and sorted out, and stuff to be added in. But we'll finish it here because it's 2:05 in the morning for me. I'm not going to kind of keep fighting with that helicopter one. I am interested in getting the helicopters working, and seeing how that goes. But we'll carry on with the plane stuff, and as we do that, hopefully they'll patch bits and pieces, get some of the third-party aeroplanes ported across into here as well, and kind of settle in using 2024 opposed to 2020. But for now, thank you very much for hanging out. Thanks for watching. It's very much appreciated. I shall be back tomorrow. I'm not sure what time. Certainly a lot earlier than it was today. But yeah. Oh, motor racing is on as well. Actually, I think that qualifying's in like an hour, isn't it? I think. Was it? Free practice 3, I think, is in about an hour. May stay up and watch it. I'm not sure. We'll see. But yeah. Good night. Have fun. And I shall speak to you soon. Toodaloo.